Hello, the purpose of this presentation is to highlight district policies and procedures related to student data privacy. Have you shopped, eaten at, or used any of these business services? What do each of these businesses have in common? Since January 1st, 2018, each of these businesses' computer systems have been compromised in some way, resulting in a data breach. Thousands of customers' information, including names, addresses, credit card information, shopping history, and even medical records have been compromised. Thinking of your own information, have you ever granted access to a function on your phone, logged into a service using your personal or school Google account, or installed an extension? When doing so, did you take the time to review the privacy policies and terms of service to learn what types of information are being collected from you, how the information is used, or to see how the information is secured? If you didn't, you're not alone. Many people, including our students, use online services without reviewing and understanding what they are consenting to. A growing concern within education is the increase in the number of data breaches that are occurring with student data. Last year alone, 7 school districts in Missouri were victims of attempts to unlawfully gain access to data. Most likely, more attempts are on the way. While systems, policies, and practices are in place to protect student and staff data in LSR-7, consider this question. What really happens when student and staff data is sent to an online vendor, application, or service used for school purposes? It's more important than ever to answer that question in the context of not only our students' personal information, but your own school and personal accounts as well. Data security describes the protections in place to prevent unauthorized access to or acquisition of personal student and staff information. The following slides will review the LSR-7 policies regarding data security and will also outline the procedures for requesting approval of online apps, tools, and resources. Current board policy EHBC states, to accomplish the district's mission and comply with the law, the district must collect, create, and store information. Accurately maintaining and protecting this data is important for efficient district operations, compliance with laws mandating confidentiality, and maintaining the trust of the district stakeholders. All persons who have access to district data are required to follow state and federal law, district policies and procedures, and other rules created to protect the information. Soon, language will be added to our board policy EHBC, which states, district staff members are encouraged to research and utilize online services or applications to engage students and further the district's education mission. However, before any online service or application is purchased or used to collect or store confidential or critical information, including confidential information regarding students or employees, the ISO or designee must approve the use of the service or application and verify that it meets the requirements of the law and board policy and appropriately protects confidential and critical information. This prior approval is also required when the services are obtained without charge. The district has been working on processes to assist instructional staff in maintaining the safety and confidentiality of student data. The remainder of this presentation will explain this new process in detail. If you haven't already, you will be asked to complete Safe Schools training and consent that you have been trained on policies and procedures relating to board policy EHBC. Last spring, you received an email from Dr. Collier which outlined the new policy language and approval procedures for online apps, tools, and resources. This site contains links to the approved resource page and the approval process page. The approval process begins by asking teachers to evaluate a resource for its instructional value, followed by clicking on the approved list to see if the resource is listed. This list is updated regularly. It includes the name of the resource, a link to the resource's privacy agreement and terms, the date the resource was added, as well as the grade levels the resource is approved for. If the resource you are wishing to use is not on the list, the process continues to step 3. If no account is required for use, you are okay to use the resource. If a teacher account is needed, review the terms of service and use your professional judgment. If a student account is required, stop and proceed with submitting the resource for approval using the Resource Approval tool. The district is using a service called Education Framework to facilitate the request and approval of online apps, tools, and resources for use with students. To request approval, go to educationframework.com and click Sign in with Google. If this is your first time using the site, you will need to enter a school name. Enter district as your school name. It is important to remember to not enter your actual school name. Next, select the grade levels. If you are an elementary teacher, select grades K through 6. Middle school, select grades 7 and 8. And high school, select grades 9 through 12. Once you're logged in, select Apps and Websites, Operators, Privacy Quality Scores. Here you will type in the name of the resource you are wanting to use. Information about the resource will be displayed. In this example, Nearpod is FERPA compliant as indicated by the green thumbs up. Also, in bold, the information indicates that the school may grant consent on behalf of the parents for this app. If both this statement and the green thumbs up are present, you may proceed by clicking Add to Classroom. Select the subject that the resource will be used in. Then click Request App. A notification will be sent to district administration asking for approval. If you look up a resource and it's listed as pending, this means that another teacher has already requested the app. There is nothing additional you need to do at this time. In this example, this resource is FERPA compliant as indicated by the green thumb and does not collect any student information. It will be approved by district administration. And it will be included on the approved list. If a resource is rejected, this would be indicated on the information screen for the app. Here you can see that this resource is not FERPA compliant. Further, the bold text indicates that the school district cannot grant consent on behalf of the parent for this app. Therefore, it will not be approved. Here are some reminders. This new approval process has been put in place in order to ensure the safety and protection of student data and compliance with district policies and student privacy laws. All online apps, tools, and resources that you ask students to use must be approved. Please plan ahead. Check the approved list often, as the list will be updated frequently. A link to the LSR-7 online resource page containing the approved resource list, the approval process, a question submission form, and the frequently asked question page can be found on staff.lsr7.org under Instruction Apps. Finally, if a resource you are wishing to use is listed as rejected, yet is essential to your curriculum, please contact Dr. Eric Flack or your curriculum specialist or department chair, and the district will contact the resource provider to discuss their terms and privacy policies. Thank you for helping keep our students' information safe and secure, and know that we are here to support you in that important endeavor.